Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Falcons segment of episode 74 of the Splash Cast. I had to play some pimpin' shit from episode from the Splash Cast 36 pack just because if I played anything to get me more hyped than I am after watching that game, we might get canceled. I already be toting the line. So we might be canceled. But I'm gonna let y'all know right now. The Falcons.
Tony toe tap.
Before we get started, we do want to say shout out to Deion Jones. He has his time with the Falcons has come to an end. He is now going to the Browns. The Browns need help at linebacker. We got rid of that contract. We exchanged some late round picks. We got a 6th round pick. They got our 7th round pick. But the big thing was we got out from up under that contract. He is now going to the Browns. So the last, I think it's only 2 more people from that 2016 game is on the roster. Or he might have been the last one from that 2016 Super Bowl is on the roster.
Young Way wasn't on that team? There.
No. We had Bryant.
Right.
Yeah, we had Bryant. We had Matt Bryant.
Right.
No. But shout out to Deion Jones, man. While you were here under Dan Quinn, you flourished. He was balling. He was a fan favorite from New Orleans. Went to LSU. First game back home. Got a pick 6 against the Saints. Forever in my heart after that. So shout out to Deion, man. Hate how it ended, but happy to see you go to a better situation. And we get to see our young players play.
And we get that money back.
Yeah. Because now we are now at $77 million in dead money this year between him and Matt Ryan, which is a record.
Okay.
But at this point, whatever. With that being said, y'all know the Falcons were picked to finish last this year in the league, 2-15. We were going into this game 2-2, tied with Tampa for the division lead, and we were going to try to win the division. Not only did we
lead the division.
We played really, really well. We started out, if you look, in the first half, Tampa just was killing us. But in the second half, especially in the third quarter, we started getting our footing. We just decided to run the ball. We basically became a veer offense. And we ran the ball with Mariota, and we ran the ball with Huntley, who is a monster.
Gashing them.
Running with the
Gashing
knees.
them.
And, the Bucs have like a top 2 defense in the league. And we had, mind you, we're missing Kyle Pitts. We're missing.
And Cordero Patterson.
A top back.
And we're missing our quarterback.
So, forgot to change hats. So, this is our actual who was a DB that we drafted as a punt return man, now playing running back. And we have an undrafted rookie playing running back as well. Marcus Mariota, Drake London, I'm very, very impressed with him. And we actually came all the way back. And we made it 21-15. And then
this is
the worst call in the history of roughing the passer happened.
Look at this. That's roughing the passer. What was he supposed to do with Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time? Anybody tell me what he could have done there? Just let him go? Tag him and let him go. Let him throw a touchdown because he's the greatest of all time. He looking like, that's right.
And look, the thing is, we gonna watch this again. The other refs were like, "What's the call?" And he had to explain it. And I can't believe, I'm at a loss for words. They called it, and that basically ended the game for us because we didn't have any more timeouts.
Yes.
So all they had to do was get one more first down, and it's not fair because we did get the stop. We got the stop. They couldn't stop us. We're not talking about how Tom Brady kicked them trying to get up. We ain't talking about that. And then before this, they called holding on A.J. Terrell, and he was running behind Mike Evans like this. Hands up, don't shoot.
All within 5 yards, the contact. This has to be To me, it's super demoralizing because you don't have to cheat us, bro. We still don't even have a guy playing quarterback. We're basically almost a wildcat offense.
Yep.
And you have the greatest guy to ever throw the football in the history of the NFL. And you still had to cheat us in the regular season.
2-15 is how y'all picked us, and you have to cheat us.
NFL treated us like Brett Favre treat people in Mississippi.
So
robbing from the poorest of people.
So they questioned the coach. They questioned a few people after the game. They questioned the ref.
They're drug testing him.
Mind you, oh, don't forget, Jerome Boger is the reason that Baltimore lost to Buffalo, because he had that same exact roughing the passer call against Josh Allen, and it wasn't roughing the passer that gave Buffalo a first down, and they effectively got to run the clock out. You can say everything you want about the game. You can say everything, and we'll talk more about the Falcons when we get to our likes and dislikes, about what they could have done better, especially starting out 21-0. You can't put yourself in a 21-0 hole and think that you're going to come back. But even if you do, to get to this point and have the game stolen from you, and then this old blankety blank beepity beep person talking about they called him for roughing the passer, extends the drive, you're able to get off the field. What do you think of that play? Had you been lobbying or asking for the hits there? He doesn't respect it. He said, I don't know. I don't throw the flags.
That's right.
No, ain't the right answer. He asked you a specific question. Did you lobby for that flag? He said, I don't know. I don't throw the flags.
Now, it does
sounds like a lying salesman to me. Sounds like a lying salesman to me.
It puts referees in a very conflicting position going forward with Tom Brady specifically.
Man,
he threw y'all under the bus. He gassed the bus up and threw y'all ass right under there like DJ Jazzy Jeff. Because now you know what that says. I'm not saying that this guy, I know that this call was wrong, and I'm gonna let that guy hold that L by himself.
And so this is Arthur Smith. Yes, he's the son of a billionaire. Yes, silver spoon, but he got some dog in him, because this was his response. I'm going to let y'all know. He said F&B is what he said. F&B. He was talking to the ref. F&B. And he definitely gave him a thumbs up, but he did not want to give him a thumbs up. I can tell you that right now.
Nah, that's a Norwood thumbs up. All right, gotcha. If you see that thumb, that is not the finger that I'm sending to you. Let me tell you that much. You can figure it out later, but it ain't that one.
Worst call in the history of the roughing the passer.
It's so bad. It's so because there's not even. They're like, oh, he slung him down. What are you supposed to just let Tom Brady go?
You can't fall on him. If you could tackle somebody and fall, that was the Reggie White move. Reggie White would tackle you, and then he would drop all 350 pounds on you to make you feel it. And pause if necessary. So he would, but they outlawed that, and this is why I don't respect Tom Brady. And yes, I said I don't respect. And I'm going to go through it again. Tom Brady is the lone reason that you can't hit a quarterback in below the waist is Tom Brady. The lone reason. He lobbied for, he said quarterbacks are unprotected in the pocket. Mind you, you have 5 big fat ass motherfuckers in front of you protecting you. But we ain't talking about that. He then lobbied to the commissioner and said quarterbacks need protection. Because remember, he tore his knee. So now you can't hit the quarterback in the knee solely because of Tom Brady. And after that, anytime somebody even came close to it, he would point to his knee like this. Little bitch ass. I'm cussing today. I'm sorry. We're going to have to figure out a way to bleep all this. Then
I'll go for it. Tell them why you mad, son. Tell them why
then
you mad.
They came out with the rule because of Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning. Can't hit him up top. Can't hit him in. You hit him too hard in the chest, you can't hit him. There's only one other way to tackle somebody. If you can't land on them, if you can't hit them low, you have to figure out a way to roll them down. That's the only way that you can do it. That's a textbook call. And then for the ref to double down, and I hate it because you a Morehouse grad, you a brother, you from out here, your son is now moving up. You know how much it sucks to be your son right now and as a ref? You just got called up to the NFL. You just got called up to the NFL. You was working at the USFL. And your dad then makes two of the worst calls in history. And then what happens, Norwood, when you mess up over and over again? People start to go back and look at your record, right? People start, if you mess up twice in a row, I'm like, well, damn, he done messed up twice in a row. Let me go back and look at the rest of his record. They've been pulling.
You be messing up.
They've been pulling his mess ups as ref for like the past 10 years. He only been in the league 17 now. I'm not gonna say that. He been in the league 17 years. It's a long time.
That's a long time,
for them
bro.
to pull all of that, come on, bro. Tom Brady, I hate him as a football player. I don't know him as a person, but if his personality on the field is like his personality off the field, he's a bitch there too. I don't like Tom Brady. He lobbied for I don't know if he lobbied for this call, but he lobbied for these rules. And no matter what you say, he is the only one that gets these calls. He is the only one. You don't see Lamar Jackson get them calls. You don't see Lamar Jackson. You don't see should I take it, make it racy? I find I'm gonna make it racy. You don't see Patrick Mahomes get them calls. You only see Josh Allen, Tom Brady, all them statuesque. Well, Josh Allen ain't statuesque. Before Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, you only see them type of quarterbacks, the dudes that are trying to hold on to being the only pocket passer that can't move nowhere. Tom Brady, you 45 years old, dog. You 45 years old and complaining about getting hit in football. Let's just break that down right there. You 45 years old, you have forsaken everything else, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to be messy. But you forsaken everything else to come back and play football for God knows what reason. We don't know. You got the most quarterback, got the most Super Bowls, you got the most Super Bowl MVPs, you got all the passing records. You down there in Tampa with no state tax. Like, I don't know why you even back.
Yep.
I don't know what you're doing. There's no reason for you to be here. And you're still here.
On unnecessary roughness by the NFL on the Atlanta Falcons.
I digress. I'm going to let you go because if I keep going, I'm really going to get us canceled. There's been a couple words that I've been wanting to say that are not cool to say anymore. So I'm going to be quiet. Tua didn't get that call. And now you done got me started again. Tua didn't get that call and had a damn seizure on the field.
They dribbled him off the floor like a damn basketball. He didn't get the call.
And then when they asked the ref, they said, hey, they even gave the ref an out. They gave Boger an out, and they said, yo.
Nope.
Is it because Tua and everything, is it because of that you made that call? He was like, nah, I'm just a bad ref in general. That's basically what he said. I'm just a bad ref in general. Brother, ain't no skin color when it comes to that. You are terrible, Boger. Go ahead, Norwood.
I think you did, communicate it pretty eloquently. I would just say, it's us, bro. We got 28-3. You ain't got to do us like this, bro. There's no reason for you to jump on us. We still had to have medium Mariota try to run down the field and score a touchdown, which we've seen him not complete passes for weeks on end. They were still safe. Just make the right call and let us try to earn a win here.
Go ahead.
Frustrating to me. That's the most frustrating part is we still got Mariota at quarterback. Like this is not a lock. This is this farthest thing from it's unlocked.
Bro, we were picked to go 2-15, Shawty. 2-15.
That is probably what does anger me is there's a high probability that we could have been 3-2, which would, that's what we're looking for the season. And that also would have allowed us to be in first place in the AFC South. It may be fleeting, but even temporarily, I would have been happy with it. Just enough to come on here and podcast.
Is it fleeting?
And tell y'all.
Is it fleeting, though? Nobody else in this division is good. Nobody.
And we good at playing the wrong quarterback, so.
All right, man. So we talked about the highlights, man. Tell me on offense, what were your likes? Or do you want me to go first?
Oh, my likes are we have a tough ass running game and a tough ass offensive line. That's all my likes.
Yeah, I will say our offensive line performed admirably, especially in the second half. I'm gonna say a little bit different though. Kudos to the coaching staff. The coaching staff, the one thing that Dan Quinn and the Falcons couldn't do, Mike Smith and the Falcons couldn't do, is they could not figure out a way to make halftime adjustments. That's why we blew all the leads all the time. They would not make halftime adjustments. Arthur Smith, for basically 2 weeks in a row, has made halftime adjustments. On offense, he knows Mariota ain't great.
Winning adjustments. It's not about making adjustments. It's about making the adjustments that put your team in a position to win games.
So I like the adjustments that he's made. So it's kudos to the coaching staff because we shut them down. And I'm going to say that to the offense and defense. Kudos to the coaching staff. We shut them down in the second half.
Let's go.
Oh, Jared. Yeah, Jared.
Boy,
McKinnon.
running like a whole damn man out there. My bad. I got excited. Little bro just gave him
for another 10 yards.
And gave him a piece of their mind. And you know what he called y'all.
So I will say for my offensive likes, I do like the coaching staff. My dislikes, though, and we're going to say this every damn week. If you can't throw the ball, you can only get so far. The Falcons still have a chance at the division league. Get y'all back on the Bucs. Y'all should lose the rest of the division games. You can never
fire Mariota, bro. Fire him.
Marcus Mariota needs to be the backup quarterback. At this point, if you can't push the ball down the field, Drake London looks like everything that he was advertised to be. Strong hands, not afraid to go over the middle, bigger than your safeties, faster than your line, bigger than your corners, faster than your safeties, quicker than your linebackers. Like, he is everything that we've seen, and we just can't get the ball to them for some reason. We cannot get the ball to our receivers. I like Olamide Zaccheaus. Cordero Hodge has been playing well. Parker Hesse. Everybody's doing their job. And we just need somebody to be
who never does their job.
Well, no. Mariota does do his job, but when you ask him to do too much is when he can't do it. He cannot throw the ball down the field accurately to save his life. And at this point, if you put in Desmond Ridder, you can run the same style of offense and still put in Ridder and be okay. Our running game and offensive line should shield Ridder a little bit. What is your dislike?
It does not matter. We're not playing for a championship. Let me tell you what we're not doing. We're not playing for a championship. We're not developing Marcus Mariota. Put Ridder in the game, bro. I can't even imagine what Marcus Mariota even feels like. I'm sure if he looks his name up on Twitter, all it says is fire this guy. There's not a soul who believes in him.
And what's frustrating about it is Marcus Mariota came to the Falcons saying, I'll do whatever it is to help. Meaning, I will be the backup if y'all need me to be the backup. Yes, we need you to be the backup now. But anyway, on defense, I'm not going to lie, I like the scheme most of the time. I'll start with my dislikes because it happened it happened in order. Our safeties and our zone, I don't know what Dean Pease was trying to figure out in the first half because the first quarter we played okay. AJ Terrell, Mike Evans is Mike Evans. Oh, man. Oh, there you go. Mike Evans is Mike Evans. AJ Terrell played pretty well. Our safeties were atrocious in the first half. They just was playing 7-on-7 out there against us. We didn't have any pass rush. I'm saying AK-47. What?
I'm trying to see if Clyde actually scored there if he fell down first. I think he might be down. He's down. It's not a touchdown.
AK-47, who we drafted out of Penn State, man, y'all killed me, and I'm gonna say it every week until he do something. We could have got him or somebody similar to him in the third round. Imagine we are right now one receiver short of being an amazing offense and
I
a
mean,
quarterback
well, we're
short, a
not
receiver and a
technically one receiver short. One of these guys is Calvin Ridley.
I don't care. Calvin Ridley to me he's gone. I'm saying we could have drafted George Pickens in the second round. We could have drafted somebody else. We could have drafted anybody instead of AK-47. And the thing is, I don't dislike AK-47 at defensive end, but he just does not make a big impact. He does not make a big impact right now.
You're going to draft a guy that high, you need him to be an impactful player.
So
more impactful than what we've gotten so far.
Yep. So that's the safeties and the defensive scheme in the first half, specifically the second quarter where they scored 13 points, is my dislike. What about yours?
The defense for me was just frustrating. It took too long before we decided to get it going. The 21, we are not a 21-0 team. We're not that. We're a lot of things. That doesn't help us. We have to start playing aggressive more. We have to start playing aggressive early and just live and die by that. That is who we are in a nutshell. Send the blitz, either get them or get beat. Don't matter. Once again, we're developing players right now. We're not playing for a championship.
It's hard to be aggressive when your offense can't.
It's so anemic.
Yeah, you can't. You got to be able to throw the ball.
Yeah. Which,
it's hard to be aggressive.
You know what my answer to that is? Fire Mariota.
But I will say, now our lights, though, I don't know what switch flipped, but we were playing. And we got two players hurt. Michael Walker hurt his groin. Somebody else hurt their ankle. And I don't know what switch flipped, but Grady Jarrett has always been really good, and he was just a man possessed.
I think he's underappreciated. I think 100%. The vast majority of NFL doesn't know how good he is.
He's mini Aaron Donald. He's the same build, plays the same way. It's just Aaron Donald is Aaron Donald. But it's the same thing. But so you got him, and then I liked how our D-line played, and I like how our corners played. Our corners were really good in the second half. We held them scoreless. After the first drive, they went down and scored. After that, they didn't do anything else the rest of the game.
And that's still Tom Brady and Mike Evans over there. And I think they got Cameron Brate too. You know, this is not a bunch of slouches by any. And touchdown Lenny. Like this is a good team. This isn't a mediocre bunch of players. This is what you should be afraid of. This is the best team in the NFC South. No, and we made it very difficult for them.
I'm not really ready to concede that yet because we should have beat them. To me, there's no way. Their defense was on their heels. We scored twice, and we were about to get the ball back. No way. I don't think they're the best. I don't know. I may be a homer, but from what I've seen,
you're being a homer because I'm gonna say at the end of the day, I don't believe that given 3 minutes, Mariota is walking down the field.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say he couldn't do it. I'm saying old lady momentum was on our side.
Oh, she was. She was rocking with us. And I think everybody wanted to, because, I mean, a lot of people hate Tom Brady. So I think the vast majority of people wanted to see us win this game. But it's just disappointing for it to go out like this.
And then they started calling. God, you don't want to say this is conspiracy theory. You don't want to put on the tinfoil fitted. You don't want to do any of that. But, man, I mean, the holding call on A.J. Terrell, the drive before to keep the drive alive, the holding call, the drive before that wasn't holding, it was like 3 in a row. And I was like, come on, dog. Like, and then just the roughing the passer just sent me over the top. I had to walk outside from the event I was at because I was about to lose my mind in front of a lot of people. So
at that point, I was like, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay it on down, dog. I took me a nap. I was like, I don't deserve this mental abuse every week, and this is tough. But I hope that Arthur Smith takes from this. I hope that this galvanizes our football team, and I hope that it helps them realize that we are mostly a decent team. I just think that we need to put that quarterback change has to happen now. I can't imagine that we wait another week.
So okay, we'll talk about the Ritter watch. It's difficult to when you want to make a quarterback change. When you want to make a quarterback change, you never want to put the quarterback in a position to play a top defense when you make a quarterback change up front, right? As the first play, because that can be damaging. You don't want to have them be shell shocked into being a pumpkin like David Carr, right? You don't want that to happen.
Same thing.
So we're playing the 49ers next. The 49ers have a top 3 defense. I mean, and they are really good on defense. DeMeco Ryans out there has them playing out of their mind. Shout out to
that's
DeMeco
a guy
Ryans.
That should be a guy coach. Who should be up for a head coach position.
So DeMeco Ryans is playing really, really well. Has them playing really, really well. I don't see a scenario unless Mariota gets hurt where you put Desmond Ridder against the 49ers defense. I don't see how that could be beneficial to him.
Well, it ain't beneficial to the rest of the team. We put Mariota out there. Put them.
Well, we're in a conundrum. We're in a conundrum. So what do you want to watch for? Is that what to watch for? Is if we go see Ridder against the 49ers?
Yes, that's all I want to see at this point. I don't care. The season is what it is. It's no way around. It is only through. I'm okay with that. It being what it is. But let's at least try to start winning games. Other than it is our own selfish reasoning that we want to win games. Let's be completely honest here. If you're an executive, if you're a head coach, it's probably not in your best interest to win more games. That's how you end up with a 13-14 pick, which it doesn't help us a lot.
I'm about to say that's different in football, though. I mean, in football, because you have so many rounds. And plus, you say it's not in our best interest and we're not competing for a championship, but if we win this game, we were number 1 in the division. I mean,
we know that's not sustainable, though, bro. Come on now. We got to be honest with ourselves.
You know it's not supposed to be sustainable. We weren't supposed to win more than 2 games. We should be 4-1 right now. But against the 49ers, what I want to see is how we start the game. Every game we play, we start really slow. Except for the Saints game. We actually started out fast against the Saints. But every other game, we started out hesitant. Started out slow. We always get down and then have to come back some type of way. We're playing, it's at home, so it shouldn't be any nerves for Mariota. So I want to see how we start. I want to see how we start against the 49ers if we can weather the storm. Because they're going to come out focused and ready to play. They just beat the everybody. They just beat the Rams. And then they just won their last game they played. I think it was.
But I feel like they're such a beatable team.
It's good.
Oh, it's frustrating to me. I just need 49ers? Us to get it together. Yes, I think they're a very beatable team. First of all, you got Jimmy G at quarterback. That gives you, trust me, you're beatable.
Yeah, but you got Shanahan at offensive coordinator, and they can
you're
run
right
the ball.
Now that he be coaching. Him and his dad be coaching.
They gonna we gotta run the ball.
We gotta. As soon as I see the starting lineup, I'll be able to tell how this game should go. Or how it's going to go in my head real quick.
And it's going to be disappointing if that roughing the passer call is what sends our season into a tailspin. That's going to be disappointing.
I think that Arthur Smith is a better coach than that. Now, as much as I tell you, like, I haven't really loved the coaching of Billy Napier, Arthur Smith, for everything that I've seen, is a guy who is taking the least amount and making it work. That team last year, we shouldn't have the record that we had. Considering we're the worst team in the NFL, we have not looked like the worst team in the NFL any week so far. I don't think that throw all the wins and losses out the window. Has there been one week where we look like the Atlanta Falcons that everybody predicted us to look like?
Not at all. Not at all.
Has
We
there
told
been
y'all that
really
was
a?
gonna happen.
I was gonna say, has it been a half? I think the first half of this game is about as bad as it's been. 21-0.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the Falcons segment.